Good afternoon. It is about 2 o'clock or so. Getting a super late start. Just got out of the town of Big Bear, back on the trail. It's been a full busy morning. Got up this morning from Big Bear Hostel and walked to the outfitter, got me some fuel for my canister stove, and then went across the street to Mickey D's, got me a couple burritos and a cup of coffee, and then I caught the free trolley bus, whatever it's called, the free transit, to the grocery store. And so I got me 7 days worth of resupply food, which means I got a very heavy pack at the moment. I'm also carrying 4 liters of water for tonight. I wasn't sure if there was going to be water at camp or not. I got mixed messages on the Far Out app, which allows hikers to leave comments. And so, but I figured I'd just pack out 4 liters just in case to make me to the next spot tomorrow if camp does not have water. And then after I resupplied, I went just right across the parking lot to a Starbucks. Hung out there for a little bit, drank me another cup of coffee, and so I'm wired up at the moment. And then Kelly, the trail angel, if you watched my last video, I mentioned she picked me up at Starbucks and brought me back to the trail. And so now I am hiking forward. I plan on doing a short day. I'm only, I think hiking like 3 miles or so to camp since it's so late. Plan on just using this. Like I said, it was a Nero into town, so it's almost a 0 since I'm barely hiking any on both yesterday or today. But it is a beautiful day. It was actually kind of cold. I had to put my jacket on this afternoon. I think I'm around 6,000 feet, a little over 6,000 feet. Big Bear is located up in the mountains, and so the wind is blowing, and so it was a little chilly. And so now I'm hiking. My inner core is starting to warm up, and so I should be fine, at least until I stop. Tonight it might get a little cool, but at the moment I feel good. And so with all that said, I'm gonna keep pushing on to camp, enjoy Southern California, and enjoy the trail. So with all that said, I will talk to you again soon from the trail. Goodbye. Well, I made it to camp. I'm about ready to go get water. It's been a nice day. Like I said a little bit ago, it's a very short day for me. I only hiked about 3 miles or so to camp. I'm just right here north of Big Bear. Actually can see the view of Big Bear City in the distance. But I am here at camp. There's one other thru hiker here. Didn't talk much. He just went right inside his tent. And so I'm not sure his name, but anyway, to each his own. I'm just gonna settle down here in a little bit, drink some water. I hadn't drank anything really since I started hiking earlier, but I got some lemonade that I'm gonna down that I found in a hiker box. And so I'm gonna do that. I already got my tent set up and just relax. I'm not real hungry. I kind of munched on some things and ate at McDonald's this morning for breakfast and had a coffee from Starbucks and all that good stuff. And so I'm kind of full still. And so, but it's only about 4 o'clock, 4 o'clock or so. So I might be hungry later this evening. So, but it's been It's been a good day as stated. I'm going to be hiking 90 something miles, almost 100 miles to my next resupply stop. I'm going to be stopping in Wrightwood as my next location. And so I got enough food to last me hopefully a week. That's why my backpack was so heavy today. And so the good thing is the more I hike, the more days that pass, the lighter my backpack becomes. But hopefully that'll be enough to make it there. I think it will. I'm just going to keep pushing forward and just enjoy the hike. I am again hiking solo, but that's something I don't mind too much. It's nice to have company. It's nice to have people to talk to, but it is also good to have solitude once in a while. So with all that said, I'm going to go hide in my tent in a moment. I'll talk to you soon. Good night. Good morning. It is about 9:30. I've been on the trail for about an hour and a half, 2 hours or so. I am currently climbing uphill, or I should say up the mountain. It's been a nice, brisk day. It's not too hot at the moment. Actually, I'm a little chilly, even though I'm hiking. But I am getting higher in elevation, so that explains it. I'm not sure where I'm at the moment, but I plan on pushing several miles today. My next water source is, I think, 6 miles. It was 6 miles from camp. And then I think I'm gonna try for around 17 today if I can do it. It all depends on the terrain. I'm not the fastest hiker, and I admit that, but I get it done, and that's all I can say about it. But it's gonna be a good day. I'm very optimistic. I had a good night last night, got plenty of rest at camp. There was a water faucet or water spigot there at camp, and so I was able to get water pretty easy, and there was even a privy, or whatever they call it, a toilet there at camp. And so that was nice, not having to dig a cat hole in the morning. That's never fun. At least I don't think so. But yeah, I'm gonna just keep on keeping on, moving forward, and see what the day has for me. So with all that said, I will talk to you soon from the trail. Goodbye. Good afternoon. It is about 4:45 or so. I am 2.5 miles from camp. I put my rain jacket on earlier because it's been so windy, but I think by doing so I somehow summons rain. I felt some raindrops a few minutes ago, and so I can look way off in the distance and I see see a bunch of clouds, and so I'm trying to make it to camp before any kind of downpour. I don't know how much rain we're gonna get. I didn't even know there was rain in the forecast, to be honest with you. But it's been a good day. Like I said earlier, I'm pushing 17 miles, and I think I'm gonna meet my goal. I only stopped a couple times, once for just a little snack break, and then another time for lunch. But other than that, I've been pushing miles, and so it's been up and down probably most of the day, but now I'm on the downward stretch. And so I'm gonna keep on keeping on, work my way to camp, get things set up as quick as possible, and then relax. Because I don't know, but although I had a good day, I'm ready to crash. I am wore out. And so with all that said, I'll talk to you again soon from the trail. Good night. Good morning. It is about 8 o'clock and I just set out for the day. Woke up this morning, had a lot of rain and wind last night. It was pretty much all night long. One positive thing I can say is my tent stood up and there's no leaks, and so my tent is waterproof. That's the first time I think I had my tent in the rain, and so thank goodness. Everything turned out okay. But I plan on pushing about 12 miles today, not as long a day as yesterday. I'm trying to balance it out a little bit. There's a hot spring coming up in about 21, 22 miles, and so I'm hoping to hit it tomorrow and check it out. It's a famous landmark along the trail, and so just a little stop that people oftentimes go to, often the locals as well. But it was a good night. I got the camp before it started raining, set up everything, and ate me some dinner. I had me some what I call trail Thanksgiving. It's stovetop stuffing with some white chicken breast, just kind of one of those packets mixed in there. Sometimes I put cranberries, dry cranberries in there, but I didn't have any, and so I had to do without. But that's okay. It still tasted good and it was filling. But I got about a half mile or so before I get to a water source. There was a cistern there at camp, but it was covered in algae, and so I could have still got water there. It would have been safe as long as I filtered it. However, since the water source is only a half mile, I figure why not just wait. I got 1 liter right here, and I really don't need a lot of water today, I don't think. I think there's multiple locations along the way I can get water. But I'm gonna just keep on pushing on, make do with what I got, at least for the moment, and make my way to camp this evening, 12 miles away. And so with all that said, I'll talk to you again soon from the trail. Goodbye. little guy. Just sunning. Not going anywhere too fast. Good evening. It's about 5:30. Just made it here to camp probably about an hour or so ago. I've just been chilling, literally. I'm very cold right now. I looked up the temperature a moment ago and it said in the nearest town it was 54 degrees. However, it said also it feels like 44 degrees. And so I have my mid layer on, my alpaca sweater, as well as my buff, my beanie, my gloves, and even my rain jacket to block the wind. And so it's been a good day. It's been a little chilly, like I said, most of the day. This afternoon it warmed up a little bit. I was able to take off my mid layer that I was hiking in this morning. But the sun is starting to go down behind the mountains, so things are starting to cool off again. But I am near the, it's called the Deep Creek area. And so I'm about ready to start making my way to the hot springs. It's a natural hot spring it's about 10 miles from here. And so I'm looking forward to seeing that tomorrow. But until then, I'm gonna just hunker down, try to hide from the wind. I'll probably cowboy camp tonight a little bit, and just cover up in my quilt. My quilt keeps me pretty warm. It's a 20-degree Enlightened Equipment Enigma quilt, and it definitely does the job. But like I said, I'm just gonna relax, get something to eat in a moment, and enjoy the night. And so with all that said, I will talk to you again soon from the trail. Good night.